What up? What up? What up? What up? Welcome back. Welcome back. This is Blues House. Y'all know what it is. I'm your host, Bluminati, man. And we here to talk more about the Warner Brothers HBO Max deal. Get right. Let me get right. Matter of fact, not just the HBO Max deal, but the fallout from it. It's been major fallout since they announced it a couple of days ago. Warner Brothers announced that they were putting a whole 2021 slate simultaneously in theaters and on HBO Max. Now, HBO Max is only in America, in North America at this time, so the overseas population will not be participating in the simulcast of it being a theoretical release for these 2021 slate movies, and the HBO Max, they'll only be privy to just seeing it in theaters. But that's neither here nor there. I guess we're really here to talk about your homeboy, my guy, y'all's guy, good guy, Chris Nolan. He's had a lot of things to say when it comes to the Warner Bros. Deal. Let me see if I can find this real quick. Nope, that's not it. That's not it. Where you at? Come on. Come on. What we got? What we got? Either way. So I'll just let you know. Chris Nolan he's ripping the whole Warner Brothers HBO Max deal. I'm not really surprised because Chris Nolan is one of those guys who makes those big, huge theoretical, like you gotta see this movie. I mean, he did what was it? Inception. He did the Batman, the Dark Knight trilogy. It's another one he did that I can't think of right now. Either way, like his films, it seems like Dunkirk. He did Dunkirk. Those films, the way he shoots them, it's like they're made to be seen on the big screen. You know what I'm saying? With the surround sound, everything like that. So I knew he was probably going to be an outlier in saying that he doesn't agree with that. Now the crazy thing about it is I got to bring this up because some of the things that he said, man, where is it at? Where is it at? Like he said some shit. Like he said some shit, man. So he had some harsh words. He called the HBO Max deal or HBO Max the worst streaming service. He said basically that directors and actors who had deals in place with Warner Brothers felt good about being, you know what I'm saying, talent working for Warner Brothers and being held as one of the best studios in Hollywood. And then they went to sleep. And when they woke up, they found out that they were now in service to the worst streaming service. And I don't necessarily agree with that. I think HBO Max has some of the best content out of majority of the streaming services. I mean, Netflix has been around for a long, long time. So Netflix has its content. But as far as original content, I think HBO might have it, man. Because even Disney, you know, a lot of their stuff, I'm not necessarily going back in their back catalog and watching it. I mean, it's a lot of cartoons, you know, a lot of family friendly stuff. But other than The Mandalorian, that's really the only thing that's holding me over at Disney Plus right now, and basically waiting on the Marvel stuff to come through. So HBO Max has been doing it. I mean, they got good content. Now Nolan also claims that it ain't just him. You know what I'm saying? He's not the only one who mad about this shit. You know what I'm saying? It's him. I think James Gunn has come out, and James Gunn, who recently has been working with Warner Brothers, doing the Suicide Squad 2 sequel or the Suicide Squad sequel, and also having his own HBO Max show with John Cena as I want to say is The Protector. I think that's what it's called. He has had words for Warner Brothers and just claiming that his lack of compensation for this HBO Max deal are not being spoken to, because I think that's what the big deal is. You know what I'm saying? I think a lot of people are just saying that Warner Brothers and HBO Max came out, basically sidestepped everybody and did what it, you know what I'm saying, didn't give nobody a heads up. Then reach out to anybody's respective talent agencies or unions or anything like that and just said, man, we finna take what we got and we finna put it out. Now, I think we spoke about it yesterday. You have Legendary, their films, the Dune film and Godzilla versus King Kong. Now, Dune was on the table to be sold to Netflix for, I think, the upwards towards $250 million. So I know Legendary is looking at it like, I could have got that bag, cuz, and y'all now costing me money. You know what I'm saying? Y'all costing me money. I could have recouped everything for this film just by slinging it to Netflix for $250 million. But I think Warner Brothers has the ultimate say-so in that, because even though Legendary put up towards the 65-75% of the budget for that film, I think in the contract, WB, Warner Brothers has the ultimate say-so. They can veto and do whatever they want to with that film. So long as they make that money back and give it back into to Legendary. Excuse me. So, and also with that said, like we said, it's a lot of fallout, man. A lot of fallout. You have the Directors Guild. The Directors Guild, let me go back. I'm sorry. Where we at? The Directors Guild is also threatening to boycott WB. So, and I do have data up. Where we at? Nope. Here we go. Boom, boom. So you got the Directors Guild of America threatening to boycott. Bring it up. Let's go. Come on. There we go. You got the Directors Guild of America threatening to boycott WB due to the 2021 streaming releases. Now, this comes after WB, like I already spoke. It comes after WB has put out the news that they're releasing the whole 2021 slate of movie releases simultaneously on HBO Max and in theaters. Me, myself, as I stated yesterday, I'm cool with that plan. Either I was gonna go to the movie theaters, but you know what I'm saying, a lot of them are shutting down, but I was gonna try to go out. Like I'm debating on whether I should go see Wonder Woman or not in theaters, or if I just should stay home and watch it. But you know, like I said, it comes after that news. And the Hollywood directors, they're basically having discussions within the confines of themselves as whether they should boycott Warner Brothers or not. Now, some people would say, you know, who cares? I can go and get new directors, but you got to consider this. Probably 99% of all Hollywood directors are part of that guild, part of that union. And then you have that guild who also works side by side with SAG, which is the Screen Actors Guild. So you'll have directors boycotting. Maybe you will have actors and actresses boycotting. Then you have talent agencies who are boycotting. Then you would have, you know what I'm saying? So it could be a domino effect. And that's what I'm saying. It could be a huge, big, grand domino effect just by this. I don't think Warner Brothers is real too fearful of that. I'm thinking maybe they already foresaw the backlash, the pushback that they will get from even bringing this up, even talking about doing this whole 2021 slate. And later on, I'm gonna get get into why it was one of the best, probably one of the smartest things that they can do. But so you have that with, because you got the pandemic going on, right? Studios is trying to do it this way. You had Universal try to do the short theoretical window and then do the pay VOD. You had Disney do the Mulan with the $30 pay window in front of it attached to it, with you already paying for the streaming service. I'm pretty sure before Warner Brothers, somebody else was probably going to try to come out with a plan. Also, Universal also put in, I think they had it, the deal was with AMC and it was with Cinemark, if I'm not mistaken. So you got people trying to come up with ways and everything, but I don't know. Who knows? The big thing is this going to be a make or break move for Warner Brothers, right? With everybody feeling blindsided, is this really going to be a make or break move for Warner Brothers and HBO Max? They say the only reason why the boycott has really been going on, or it hasn't started. Let me say that back. Reason why talks of boycotting is happening is because they felt like they wasn't included in this news of your HBO Max's 2021 slate being released on HBO Max and in theaters, which to me is kind of like, it's a bad business move. You have, here I am thinking we on the same page, you know what I'm saying? We know it's a pandemic. We know you got to do any and everything you can do to get your money and you know, stay viable in this climate. And maybe, you know, you do a movie here, do a movie there, but to just say you're going to release your whole 2021 slate and you ain't even contact me or ask me for my input or anything like that. So I can see why they would be mad. And this, I guess this also goes back to also the news of Gail Gadot and Patty Jenkins getting paid $10 million to say, where is it at? $10 million to say that they're okay with Wonder Woman and trying to find it. That they're okay with Wonder Woman going strictly to PVOD. I mean, I'm not PVOD, going straight to HBO Max and the theaters on Christmas Day. So I don't know if you know how most things are worked out. Here it is right here. I don't know if you know how, like, actors, when they sign contracts or do deals with these studios, they get bonuses for reaching certain thresholds, right? So with them getting certain bonuses and stuff like that, come on, man, don't play with me. There we go. For reaching certain thresholds of the film, I'm pretty sure, because I think Robert Downey Jr. for Endgame, I think he got 75 million on the back end because Endgame reached $1 billion or something like that, or whatever it was. He made $65 million on top of his salary for appearing in that movie. So that was an extra $65 million. Gail Gadot and Patty Jenkins will be getting $10 million due to what was projected for Wonder Woman to be making if the pandemic and the theaters wasn't closed. So a lot of people are mad that Gail Gadot and Patty Jenkins seems like they got to negotiate something for their film being put on the streaming service, and nobody came and spoke to them so they can negotiate a similar deal that Gail Gadot and Patty Jenkins did. So from what I understand is you have New York Times reports that WB reached out to talent agencies for Godot and Jenkins to get them on board with the HBO Max plans, and that those agencies wanted compensations for this type of move. So, like I said, they negotiated those plans. Then the negotiation ended with Jenkins and Gal Gadot each receiving $10 million, and that the duo stated they should be paid for what the sequel would earn if it went to theaters. No streaming, strictly theaters. No pandemic. If the theaters was open, stuff like that. So with that, since WB went ahead and paid them the 10 million and also said we're going to release this 2021 slate, other actors is looking like, hey, my movies are in this 2021 slate. How am I going to get the back end for what we negotiated on my deal? So those actors or those agencies include some of the some of the biggest film actors that we have right now. That includes like Denzel Washington, Margot Robbie, Will Smith, Keanu Reeves, Hugh Jackman, and Angelina Jolie. So look forward to maybe hearing something about those people trying to negotiate some kind of deal. Because I think I don't know. I think we know Margot Robbie is in Suicide Squad. Will Smith has a movie coming out with WB. I think he's playing Venus and Serena's father. I think it's called King Richard. Keanu Reeves, Matrix 4. I don't know if Hugh Jackman has a movie coming out with WB right now, and Angelina Jolie. I don't know what movies they have coming out. But it's just something to think about. Like, is WB doing good business right now, or are they just wholeheartedly thinking about putting everything on streaming and seeing how much money Netflix has made, seeing how much money Disney has made? It's crazy, man. This is wild. These real. Like I said yesterday, it's wild times we're living in, man. We could be seeing the beginnings, the start of theaters being quote unquote obsolete going forward. You know what I'm saying? Those are the times we're living in. You have WB being tip of the spear, setting an example for other studios out there. So with the mistakes that WB make, Disney is watching. Universal is watching. You see what I'm saying? So Sony, all these other studios, they watching. They like, WB, I see you. I see what you're doing. And maybe I can replicate your success and do it better. So even if WB has an inkling of success, you will see Disney, you will see Universal, you will see Sony either replicate it or come up with something similar that fits their business model. Just watch, mark my words. That's exactly what you're going to see. Where we at? Trying to go through these notes, man. Shit. Damn, where I'm at. Okay. So once again, with seem like WB sidetracking everything, pushing their slate out, saying, hey, everybody, giving middle fingers out to everybody else and saying, now we're going to do it our way. You know what I'm saying? Our way or the highway, we'll talk to you after. After we do this, we'll come back, renegotiate, maybe, who knows? But right now, the ball is in my court. I'm the point guard. I'm leading the offense. You know what I'm saying? Either you can be out here on the floor playing with me or you could be on the bench. But right now, I'm finna score these buckets. That's what it seems like WB is doing. The thing is, You got some of the biggest directors in Chris Nolan, James Gunn, and they're saying they're not the only ones, right? They're not the only ones who feeling slighted. They're not the only ones who looking at this like, you ain't even gonna come and talk to me. I've been doing business with you this long. Like I reported yesterday, Legendary Pictures or Legendary Studios and Entertainment, whatever they're going by. And like, you ain't even gonna talk to me. I've been financing your films for the past 20 plus years. You ain't even come talk to me, dog. I'm right here. I think they even on the same lot. You see what I'm saying? Like, it's WB, and then over here is Legendary Studios. They ain't even send an errand boy to go over and say, hey man, you know, HBO Max, whole slate. Like, they ain't even do that. That, to me, that's bad business. As far as keeping a relationship going on, that's bad business. So does the HBO Max theater plan indicate a preference for them to only go streaming in the future? I think so. I think it's the telltale sign saying, hey, we don't need the theaters. We probably gonna placate everything, or look at everything as streaming, and what we can do on the streaming side, because Netflix. Look at Netflix. And I told you I was gonna get into the plan of why it's a smart plan to go strictly streaming, right? It's smart. It's super duper smart, man. And it's money to be made. So you have Netflix, who, hold on, let me pull it up. We're gonna do it like this. We are gonna do it just like this. There we go. So WB's 2021 HBO Max release strategy is the smartest option, right? So we go down here. It says HBO Max has always been the future Warner Media's revenue. Oh, I'm sorry, I skipped something. 2021 box office revenue wasn't guaranteed. So that's stating right there that nobody knew what 2021 was going to hold for these movies. They've been pushing these movies back. Boom, I pushed it back. Movie was supposed to come out at the top of 2020. Couldn't do it, COVID, right? I pushed it back to the summertime. Summer 2020. Couldn't do it. I pushed it back to the wintertime. Couldn't do it. I pushed it back 2021, top of 2021. Can't do it. Theaters is closed. Nobody's going to the movie theaters. I think a poll came out saying that up towards the 75% of people, moviegoers, don't want to go to theaters to watch movies. I don't know if it's due to COVID or any other thing else like that, but I think they don't deem it safe. And then going into 2021, it drops a little bit. I think it goes from between 45 and 50%, but that's 45 to 50% of people who don't want to go to movie theaters, who still don't want to go, right? So take into account, I'm left holding the bag for this movie, this $125 million, $200 million movie that's steadily accruing interest, because that's what you don't understand. These movies are loans. You see what I'm saying? These movies have loans attached to them. And the longer you hold a loan, just like with a bank loan or any other loan, it accrues interest. So when I have this movie that I just keep pushing back, that's just me not making a return on the investment, or the investors not making a return on their investment, and they just steady adding zeros. Yeah, man, price is going up. So the longer you hold a movie, the price goes up. So 2021 box office revenue wasn't guaranteed. That just means it was probably going to be major losses in 2021. We're going to get to the reason why with streaming, that really don't matter, right? With streaming, taking those losses with a movie don't matter. HBO Max was always the future Warner Media's revenue. It was always, it was placated to be that, right? It was, they were already ready for that. Did I skip something? I'm sorry. I'm messing up, man. Streaming services are booming. Netflix did 20 billion. Like, I don't think people understand. Netflix did 20 billion. 20 billion. How many movies can you finance on your own for 20 billion? HBO, they own all their licenses. They don't have to go and get content from any place else. Their catalog is just that big, so they can take all their IPs, either make a series, a movie, or do whatever they want with it and not have to pay anybody. Nobody but the creators. That's it. They don't have to pay a Netflix. Hey, Netflix, you want this movie for 200 million? You see what I'm saying? Or 100 million, 90 million, stuff like that. Like, they don't have to sell their stuff off or buy, or let's not sell it, but buy a place, buy a spot on Netflix. They don't have to do that because they already have the streaming service, and they could say, all right, boom, we want to do a Batman series. Not saying that they're going to do a Batman series, but guess what? Now they ain't got to worry about trying to, hey, Fox, hey, CBS, hey, whoever. You see what I'm saying? They don't have to do that. They own all their IPs. The bad thing about Netflix is they don't own a lot of their IPs. You see what I'm saying? Like, and I think, and we're going to talk, I think we talk about that next. Here we go. Streaming services booming. Netflix did 20 billion in revenue, and it surpassed Disney's record-setting 2019 theoretical review by 60 revenue by 65%. So Disney, being as huge as Disney is, Netflix did 20 billion, which was 65% more than what Disney made. You see what I'm saying? But the bad thing about it is, as we keep reading, like I said, streaming companies can accept financial losses to compete. So they can basically fail up. They can come out, a movie could flop, a series could flop, but as long as it's generating subscribers or more subscribers, because it's kind of like a, you know what I'm saying, like a train wreck or a car crash. People gonna stop and watch these cars, even if it's a bad movie. If it generates a hype for being bad, people will still watch it. People are still subscribed just to watch a bad movie. That's crazy, right? So, streaming companies, Netflix making the 20 billion, but the bad thing was, or matter of fact, let me run that back. The way the movie now will be evaluated, it won't be how much money it costs to make this movie versus how much money it's going to make in the theaters. All of that now is probably going to be thrown out the window. You see what I'm saying? Like, not saying that this movie have an unlimited budget, but that won't be looked at it the same way as if it was in a theoretical release. With streaming, you won't have to worry about that. 15 billion. Netflix is, and the reason this is how it happens. Netflix is $15 billion in debt just so it can finance its own original content. Like I said, with HBO Max already owning its content, it's no need to license from other places. Its back catalog will pay for itself, basically. You see what I'm saying? Netflix did 20 billion, even though it's 15 billion in debt. I don't think it made I don't know if it generated a profit or not this year, but it really don't matter because the big picture is it did 20 billion. Now think if it didn't have to license these movies, how much money would it have made? How much revenue would Netflix have made if it didn't have to license these movies? How much money would Netflix make if it already had its own back catalog when it first started streaming? Think about that. Think about that. How much money would it really have made? I think they did the equation in here. Where we at? The economic model at play here is targeting future revenue growth, not traditional box office budget times 2 model. And that's what I was talking about. Like your budget over here, are we going to make the money back in the theaters? After the theaters, I got to do the PVOD run, and I got to do the Blu-ray run and the rental run, stuff like that. You ain't even got to worry about that no more. So that basically, when you can break down limits and get rid of basically the middleman, any kind of windows can be cracked open, broken open, doors opened up. That's the best way to go. Like I said, direct to consumer. HBO Max is now the most essential streaming service for 2021. Basically, what that means is it already has one of the best back catalogs. 2021 slate of movies coming out. It's an appeal for you to say, hey, man, I'm going to go grab HBO Max because I know for the next 12 months this year, every 3 weeks, I'm probably going to be watching a new movie, right? I'm probably going to be getting the chance to see Suicide Squad, Dune, Kong versus Godzilla, The Matrix 4, Wonder Woman, like all of this for $15 a month. $15 a month, I get a movie every 3 weeks. Then I also can watch back catalog of movies that I already like, plus series that are The Wire's on there, which is one of my favorite series of all time, but just new series coming out. I just found was watching Flight Attendant, The Flight Attendant. That shit was dope as hell. And I only watched one episode, but I'm ready to go and watch more. You see what I'm saying? So HBO Max is now it's hella appealing right now. You know what I'm saying? Disney Plus, they don't have as much content. Or I won't say they don't have as much content, but with the way HBO Max announced saying, hey, we're just gonna give y'all a whole 2021 slate, that's gonna make people come and sign up. And that's what it means by saying it's now the most essential streaming service. You see what I'm saying? If I had to go and pick Netflix, Disney Plus, Hulu, Amazon, HBO Max has now leapfrogged everybody just by putting that news out and saying, hey, whole 2021 slate of movies coming at you for free. All you gotta do is sign up, subscribe. You see what I'm saying? Like, you can't beat that, man. You can't beat that with a bat. Its catalog, regarded as one of the best, is packed with decades of blockbuster franchises, standalone classics, in addition to sub-brands like Cartoon Network, Studio Ghibli, Adult Swim, and more. And that's not even mentioning the incoming originals. So like I said, it's more originals coming. It's like they're not slowing down the content for people to watch. You see what I'm saying? They not stopping. I don't know, man. HBO Max, it seems like WB and HBO Max, they winning. You got the Gotham Police show that's coming. You got Green Lantern, Peacemaker. That's the one I meant. Peacemaker is coming. Those are from DC. You got the Game of Thrones show that's gonna come. I think Dune is doing a show. Zack Snyder's Justice League. You see what I'm saying? So it's like it's so much buzz going on right now with HBO Max. And what's the term? All press is good press, even bad press or something like that. So even with not Zack Snyder, with Christopher Nolan, James Gunn, even with the Guild of Directors of America, the Directors Guild of America. I'm sorry, I'm speaking backwards like Yoda, huh? Even with them coming out and saying maybe talks of boycotting or whatever, it's all a win for HBO Max. It's all a win for Warner Brothers. Like, I'm speechless. You see what I'm saying? Like, they can't lose right now. Ain't no way they losing. Nowhere they're losing. Comparing the cost to consumers, HBO Max is the same price audiences were paying for MoviePass. HBO Max obviously doesn't give the same big screen access as MoviePass, but it does get them unlimited views of blockbuster movies from the day of release, in addition to the rest of HBO Max's new original content and legacy catalog. That right there, that's a mouthful right there, man. So even if you went, I don't know if y'all know what MoviePass was, you can sign up for MoviePass and then you can go see movies in the theaters, stuff like that. But this is giving you movies in the theaters plus. You see what I'm saying? I'm giving you all my theoretical blockbuster movies plus more, plus this, plus that. You see what I'm saying? You can't lose with that. Can't lose. Yeah, man, that's real deal. That's about that's just so much content given. HBO Max is winning, man. I really don't have too much to say, man. I wish I just hope everything goes forward, because I'm pretty sure tomorrow's gonna be some more new news. Oh, and we're waiting on Disney to see what Disney's gonna do on what's today? Tuesday, on Thursday. So on Thursday, be on the lookout for Disney probably coming up with a similar strategy to Warner Brothers. They might not say that they're putting out the whole 2021 slate, but I guarantee you, with them putting Soul coming out on the 25th, I think you got WandaVision January 2021. I'm probably Black Widow. I can see Black Widow coming out February, March on Disney Plus. I can see that happening. It would make sense to me, especially if Wonder Woman does good. If the simulcast of presenting it on HBO Max and in theaters, let's say Wonder Woman makes 300 million in theaters totality. That's domestic gross, maybe 250 worldwide, which would give that'll give about 300 million totality. And then it also added another 5 million. No, that might be too high. I don't know. Not necessarily. Let's say add another 5 million users to the app, signing up to stream on HBO Max. You winning. Just off of one film. You just won. Another 5 to 10 million sign up. You do you know how much money that is? Let's do I think I did the math. $15 a head. That would give you, as of right now, I think that got a total of, because I think they just added, so they already added 4 million users in November. So just November, they added 4 million users. This is without anybody knowing about this deal, and just off of what they have streaming already on HBO Max. So 4 million users was added in November, which brought the total to 12.6 million users. And they want to estimate about 50 million users by 2025, right? $15 a head, 12.6 users. I'm just doing that right now. That brings you to $234 million a month. $234 million a month. Now, I didn't do, y'all can do the math out there. $235 million a month, times that by 12, that's a shitload of money, right? So let's do what they estimate, because this thing, what the deal is really placated on, or what they're really trying to do is they're trying to catch up to Disney. They want to catch up to Netflix, right? So if they can get 50 million estimated users by 2025, $15 a head, and I'm pretty sure that price is going to go up. That $15 ain't going to stay. You know what I'm saying? As the users go up, the price will go up. $15 a head, 50 million users, that'll bring it to 750 million a month in 2025. 750, that's $750 million a month. $750 million a month. I'm pretty sure once the directors and the actors start thinking about how much money these studios really is reeling in, like I said, Netflix did 20 billion. Disney is racking in billions. It to me, it should be easy to negotiate a new streaming service deal going forward for these directors and for these actors. You see what I'm saying? The product hasn't changed, just the medium in which it's being viewed on, right? The product ain't changed. The consumer hasn't necessarily changed. It's just now, instead of going to the theaters and venturing out into the world, it's good. I guess it's gonna make the viewer a little bit lazier or the consumer a little bit lazier. But to keep theaters open, I guess if they want to do the simulcast thing, I don't see why it would hurt anything. It might not hurt nothing. You know what I'm saying? Theaters might have to close a couple of their screens down, but theaters might be able to survive this if theaters even come back, even though it's not in the ball is not in their court. But if they can come back and negotiate some kind of a deal, maybe some kind of a buyout by another entity, like I brought up Amazon. Who knows? Maybe Walmart can get into the picture. Some of these Apple, some of those corporations like that can start buying theaters or maybe can find use for them. I can see theaters still staying viable. You know what I'm saying, in the near future. Maybe another. If I'm a director and I'm an actor, I'm looking at these numbers and I'm like, we need to renegotiate. You see what I'm saying? And instead of getting mad, instead of getting ready to boycott, y'all need to go back to the table and say, hey, I did the math on what y'all could be making 2025. I did the math, Disney. I did the math, Warner Brothers. I did the math, Universal. You see what I'm saying? I see what you could be making 2025. It looked real nice. You want premium content from me as a director? You want me to get some of the best and brightest and greatest actors to star in these movies, blockbuster movies, and these roles, you know what I'm saying? Tugging on heartstrings and doing stuff like that. We need to renegotiate because y'all not the only ones who about to make money like this. I need points off the back too. You see what I'm saying? I need points off the pack, baby. I need points off the pack. So I don't necessarily, like I said yesterday, I don't see the HBO Max deal as necessarily a bad thing. It's just going to make people, I know it's making, because it changed so fast, right? With this deal coming out, it changed so fast. But if you stop and you pause and you take a second and you just step back and you look at it, you say, hey, this might be one of the best things that happened to creators. I mean, look at music. A lot of musicians was up in arms when Napster came out, right? They complained about the music being pirated, stuff like that. And I'm not saying that piracy is going to go down or anything like that, but now look at the way creators are maneuvering, how much money or how they can license themselves out to these record labels, license themselves out to these NBA games, NFL games, commercials, and stuff like that. It's a big picture. Now I'm talking music. I know we talking movies, but I want to look at it from the music standpoint because movies has kind of been the same, and now this is their leap forward. Streaming is the film medium's leap forward into the future. Music had their leap forward into the future with streaming already, and if we can take a plan out of their book, because record labels are still around, but you see a lot of indies popping up, and a lot of indies are making their music, giving it to the people the same way for a cheaper budget. You see what I'm saying? So these directors and these actors can now give their product to, I mean, from what it looks like, on a cheaper budget and reap more benefit on the back end. You see what I'm saying? Those major record labels, they still out there. A lot of people thought they'd die out because the creatives have now more control. So I'm thinking if I'm an actor or director, I now have more creative control with this HBO Max deal. Because ultimately, even without the threat of a boycott, the ball is in your hands. You can go to WB, you can go to HBO Max or Disney or whoever, and you can say, hey man, you want this premium content? You want this content I'm gonna give you? Then you got to pay me. This is what I'm worth. You already know my track record. I'm Christopher Nolan. You know my track record. I'm James Gunn. You know my track record. You see what I'm saying? I'm Michael Bay. You know my track record. I'm whoever. You know my track record. I'm Samuel Jackson. I'm Mace Windu. I'm all of these people. I'm Nicholas. I'm Nick Fury. You know what I'm saying? Like, to me, actor and director stock just went up with this deal. But that's just me. That's how I'm looking at it. That's how I'm viewing it. Like I said, I'm waiting on December 10th to come. Yeah, man. It's good. This year end. I know with the pandemic, and I know we've been stuck in the house and not being able to see our loved ones and stuff like that. But it's a lot going on, man. A lot going on. But I want to say, everybody who's watching, I want to thank y'all for watching. Thank y'all for taking the time out and listening and watching me. On Facebook, I'm Bluminati. Twitter, I'm Blue Gambino. YouTube is Blues House, and Instagram, I'm Bluminati. Once again, I want to say thank you. And come back tomorrow. I'll be back tomorrow, more news. And I'm out. Welcome to Blues House. You ain't got to go home, but you got to get the hell out of here.